So beside me here, I have the 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500 High Country here in black. We're gonna do a walk around and a review on it. Let me know what you guys think. So in front of me here, I have the 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500 High Country in black. Now this truck has the Midnight Edition package on it, which pretty much blacks out everything around the truck, and I gotta say, it looks fantastic. So let's start here at the front. We've got these LED daytime running lights with LED lights. Now as we carry over into the center here, we have a grayish grille that is horizontally integrated. We can see we got the blacked out Chevy bow tie. Now it does have a camera underneath to encompass your full 360 camera. Down below here on the bumper, we can see we've got your parking sensors with your fog lights. Now I would say the only two pieces of chrome here at the front is we've got two recovery hooks there, and then we also have chrome around that Chevy bow tie. Now down below on the bumper, you can see that the plastic air dam is shrunken, I would say. So you get a little bit more ground clearance if you decide to take this off-road, or if you are going through some off-road terrain, which I think looks a lot better. Now a couple things to mention on the GM heavy-duty trucks, which I love, are these amber lights there at the top. I think it just makes the truck stand out a lot more. And then you have a functional hood scoop here, which is also a nice touch to add. But just staring at this truck from the front, especially with the Midnight Edition package, I think it looks fantastic. Now that's it here at the front. Let's take a look underneath the hood and go over the engine of choice. All right, so taking a look underneath the hood here of this Chevy Silverado High Country 2500, we've got the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel. We've got 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque, mated to the 10-speed Allison transmission. Great combination of power, fuel economy, and towing capability. So I highly recommend this configuration. So that is it underneath the hood here. Let's take a look around the truck and go over its details. So let's take a look around the Chevy Silverado 2500 High Country here. And we'll start with the tire and wheel setup. So we're sitting on a 20-inch wheel, and I like the blacked out look of this wheel design. We are sitting on Goodyear Wrangler tires. Tire size is 275/65 R20. We've got a carpeted liner inside the wheel well here, and we've got this plastic liner as well. Now on the side of the fender here, we've got High Country here that's blacked out, and then you can see the Duramax diesel badge there with the Allison transmission badge as well on the hood. Now since this is the Midnight Edition, you're gonna get a blacked out mirror cap here with lights at the side, and then a camera underneath to encompass your full 360 camera. And then here is a side profile view of the truck. So this is a 6.5 foot bed. It does come with a power running board, and then you also get your bed step there on the side. Now on the side here, you're also gonna get a blacked out 2500 HD badge as well. But from a side profile view, I think the truck looks pretty good. Now you're gonna get keyless entry only on the front two doors. Now as we open this up here, you're greeted with a black interior here, which I think looks really good. So you got some brown perforation inside here, and then you've got the High Country badge stitched in the headrest here. Here are your seat adjustments down below, High Country there on the door sill. And then this is what the dash looks like. So you're gonna get some real wood trim here. Then your lower glove box area is down below as well. And this is what the door panel looks like. So all soft touch here, some real wood trim, perforation here, all soft touch with some brown stitching. You're gonna get lock and unlock here with your window control and your Bose speaker. You're also gonna get a pocket of storage down here with some more wood trim. But overall, I gotta say, I think the interior looks good, and it looks more plain, which may appeal to some people instead of having some two-tone. Now this is what the back looks like. So from a back profile view, looks pretty much the same, all soft touch here, some brown perforation you can see kind of inside. You're gonna get a cubby inside here, which actually helps cool things if needed. You're gonna get some storage for your cups here, and then a little bit of an armrest as well. Now these seats do lift up, so you just gotta heave up on it a little bit. Now you can have more of a storage area down here if you wanna put the seats up. It is a 60-40 split. Now inside here, you're gonna get your heated seats, two vents. You got USB, USB-C, and then your cup holders are at the top. Then you have an indent here for taller passengers, and just in case you need more headroom. Now I do wish they put like climate control back here, or even, you know, screens for your rear passengers for a long drive. Now this is what the door panel looks like. So again, soft touch here, some more wood trim. You're gonna get your window control button here, speaker down below, but nothing is here on the door sill. So I will show you guys how I would get in here as someone who's about 5'11". All right, so hopping inside here, the power running board that comes down is going to help you tremendously, and you also get a handle here to help you get in. Now inside here, you're going to get a decent amount of room. I would say I have like 8 inches of room here. You know, the seats feel not too bad. I would say they're a little bit more comfy for this year than previous years. So the comfort level, I would say, has gone up. But like I said, I think having screens back here and even your own climate control would kind of make the truck just feel a little bit more luxurious for passengers back here. They don't have full moonroofs yet in these trucks, but I believe probably for 27 or 28 for the redesign, they'll most likely put a moonroof back here. But overall, it's very easy to get in and out of. Ton of room in this truck. Then to get out, you've got your handle here and your power running board to assist. So let me know what you guys think. All right, so that's it for the back. So we'll shut this here. And then here's a look at that step to help you get in to the bed. And then here's also a look at that back tire and wheel. So same dimensions in the back here as it is in the front. You also get a carpeted liner in there with that plastic liner around it. And then you've got your leaf springs here. Now this one does have the Z71 package, so you're gonna see the Rancho shocks there as well. Now that's it for a side profile view. Let's take a look at the back. So in the back here of the Chevy 2500 High Country here, we can see we've got the blacked out Chevy bow tie with some chrome around it, Silverado on the left, and then High Country there on the right. And as you can see, both of the names have been blacked out. We've got your parking sensors there on the bumper, and then we do have your side steps. We do have your LED taillights, which the Chevrolet name there in the middle, which is pretty cool. Now, to open up the back here, this does have the Multiflex tailgate from Chevrolet. You push this button, this will open up the regular tailgate part, and then we can lift this back up. You can push both of these. Just make sure you don't have a hitch attached when you do this, so you don't hit the bottom part, and that's how you open the Multiflex tailgate with a step. That will help, I would say, a lot more in the heavy duties than the 1500 series because these just sit a little bit higher. Now, unfortunately, I don't see any more handles on the side here. Now, in the back here, we do have a spray and bed liner from Chev, as we can see the bow tie there. We've got 2 cameras on there. One is for your mirror camera, one is for your bed. Now this one doesn't have the 5th wheel prep pack in it, which I always recommend to get from factory. When you don't get it from factory, you also don't get your trailing connections here. You get lights here on each side, and you got 3 tie downs in each corner, but you do get a 120 plug here as well. So I would say the bed is pretty big and you can fit a decent amount of stuff. Now to utilize more of this, if needed, you can close this, grab the whole thing, lift it up. If you want to just use it as a regular tailgate, you can. The nice thing is if you want to extend the bed, you can just by putting the tailgate down and having this stopper here, like if you need more room. So that is always a nice thing to note. Then you can close this. And if you want to just put the top part down, you can do that and also use the step, which helps tremendously, I would say. Now there are 2 things here that I should mention. You have a camera here for your backup camera, and this is a light that will illuminate down below at night if you need to kind of back up and, you know, hook up to a hitch. But you do also have some connections here for trailering, which is also one thing to note. But that is really it from a side profile view. Let me know what you guys think. Let's take a look at those back seats behind the driver. I just want to thank Applewood GM here in Mississauga, Ontario. Go see my boy Zach. He'll hook you up with a great deal. All right, so taking a look at the seats behind the driver's side, we'll start with the door panel. All soft touch here. You got some real wood trim with some brushed aluminum there. Your handle here, automatic window switch, speaker there as well. Nothing here on the door sill. And then this is what the seat looks like. So again, the same. On this side, the seat lifts 2 seats up, so it's a 60-40 split. And then you can put it back down if needed. You get some more storage in here as well. And then this is what that center area looks like. I'll try to not show the sun too much, but you got your cup holders there, 2 vents, heated seats. Then here's a look at that top from this side. Now both sides do showcase a handle. Now that's it for the back here. Let's take a look at the front. All right, so taking a look inside the Silverado 2500 High Country here, we'll start with the door panel. All soft touch here. You got some really nice wood trim with some brushed aluminum here. You've got your lock and unlock here with your memory seating, window and mirror controls here. Now the mirrors are power folding and power extending. You also get your blind spot detection there in the corner, and then you also have a light that you can have illuminate to go back if you need more light at night. At the bottom here, we've got High Country there in the door sill, and this is what that seat looks like. So the nice thing is, like I mentioned, High Country is stitched there in the headrest. You got some nice brown perforation, and I gotta say the seats feel nice and plush for 26. You've got your seat adjustments there. Now I like the dash layout, which we'll get into in just a moment. Over here on the left side of the steering wheel, we've got your 4x4 settings with 2 drive modes. Basically you got normal and tow haul. You got your parking brake there. Over here you got your light controls. You also have your heads-up display controls. This is a telescopic steering wheel, but it is manually adjusted with this lever underneath. Now, the nice thing is you do have a handle on the driver's side to help you get in. That's it before we hop in, guys. Let's take a look inside. So we are inside the Chevy Silverado High Country 2500 here. We'll start with the steering wheel. We've got a leather wrapped steering wheel here, as we can see. We've got the blacked out Chevy bow tie there. On the left side here is going to control your cruise control and forward collision alert. We've got your heated steering wheel button here on the left side. And then over on the right side here, we'll control your front infotainment. So you can kind of scroll through the different settings there. You've got your info, you got music, your navigation, your phone, and then here you can control your display layout. So you got classic, progressive, clean, and digital. And then you can go back and control the different sides and the bottom parts as well. You can also change the units to US and metric if needed. So that is really cool to know, but that is controlled via these buttons here. Now you do also get here, when we go through, we've got your tire pressure, we've got your oil life, brake pad life, air filter life, fuel filter life, diesel exhaust fluid, which is very important since this is a diesel, and that is really it. You got call, hang up, call, pickup, and then your voice command. Now this one does have a heads-up display, which is controlled via these buttons over here. You can change the info on it, as we can see there, but you can see the heads-up display takes up a decent portion of the dash here at the front. But we've got speaker here near the A-pillar. We've got another one over there. We've got an upper glove box area here too on the passenger side, which is cool. But I also like the fact that it's like a nice wood trim. Even at the top here, you got some more storage, but this part here is, I would say, a soft touch with some brown stitching at the top. But I overall gotta say, I like the dash layout. Now this here is your display screen, very easy to use, and it is very intuitive. So over here, we've got audio. When we click audio, we'll go to your audio settings. We can hit your home button to go back, maps, phone, cameras, and I gotta say the camera angles and the camera quality around the truck are really good. So you can put your 360 camera there, you can go forward and back. You've got bird's eye view, so when you wanna hook up a hitch, very easy to do so. Then there's the front. You also have that bed camera there, which I was mentioning. You can also zoom in and out. Really cool to use those camera angles. You could swipe through. You can control your climate here in the screen, but you also have physical buttons, which I always like to use. I think more people prefer to have physical buttons for climate. You do have your heat and ventilated seats as well with dual zone climate. You have Wi-Fi hotspot here as well. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I believe for 27 or 28, GM is going to get rid of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so that is one thing to note. You can have your maps here, so a ton of cool options that you could do on this vehicle. Now, one thing to notice, you do have a clock here on the side. When you scroll through, you can have different settings, so you can have your maps here, or your audio here and here. It's just going to depend on the person. And then you have hotkeys there on the left side. So a ton of cool options you can do with the screen. Below the screen here, we've got your exhaust brake, lane keeping assist, your parking sensors. You can release the tailgate down, hazards, traction control, and hill descent control. On the left here, we have your home button, and then here's your tuning knob. Now on the left side here, we have your push button start, trailer brake controller, and again, here's your climate control buttons there, USB, USB-C, and then here you have more storage, so you can put a decent amount of stuff here. You got your cup holders here. Now as we carry over into the center console area, it's a nice soft padded area. We have High Country there, which I think is a nice touch also. We've got some brown stitching and some nice perforation there. Now this, when it lifts up, we do get a lot more storage. We've got a 120 plug, more plugs over here, USB, USB-C, wireless charging pad here for your phone. You can take this out and then you get access to the deeper pocket of storage. So that is one thing to note. Now up top here, this is your rear vision camera, which is actually located right above that rear sliding window. You can turn it on or off. And then here are your OnStar controls with your rear sliding window control and your garage opener controls with your sunroof. Now you do also get your visors here, but overall I gotta say the interior is more plain, I would say. It's all black, you still can get it brown, but I like the fact that it's just black, and I like the layout. You know, the screens fit nicely into the dash. You also get handles with each door, which is nice to help you get in. But overall, I gotta say, I think they've done a good job with the overall layout. Now let's go outside, give you guys my final thoughts, and talk price. So let's talk price. 2026 Chevy Silverado 2500 High Country here in black with the Midnight Edition package and Z71. We're sitting at $119,033 Canadian. Let me know what you guys think about the truck in the comments. I personally think if you are going to get the High Country, definitely go with the Midnight Edition because I think it makes the truck pop a lot more. But that concludes this review, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.